What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon466cards, and today we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Backyard breaks and the scandal, whatever you want to call it, that is happening. And I'm not going to get into details. It's gross. It's disgusting. It is what it is. I have no other comment on that piece of it. Let's live in this world where backyard breaks is ostracized from the hobby. Whatnot kicks them off. Fanatics and Tops and Panini, they all cut off distribution. Everybody gets their wishes, and they get completely cut off and they disappear from the hobby. What is the possible impact on the hobby? Well, we know they break a lot of cards of wax. I mean, and open a lot of wax, and so that means they have a bunch of inventory in their warehouse. They have a bunch of unopened wax in their inventory. And if they have to close up shop, they have to do something with that inventory. And the most obvious answer is that they just sell it off to other breakers or LCSs or dealers or whatever. And so if that happens, I don't think that it has a material impact on the hobby. But if they have so much that they can't offload all of it to dealers and to other breakers, then they basically have to go flood the market online, whether it's on eBay or whoever. And that could reduce the price of wax, because simple supply and demand, if you have a sudden influx of supply of wax, that will drive the price down. Just simple economics. And so I find that to be an interesting possible outcome and cause and effect of this whole backyard breaks situation. What if, because they can't break the wax that they have on hand, that they flood the secondary market and it drives prices down for wax? And it's wax across the board. They break all kinds of stuff, right? It's not just one sport or one particular product, right? It's everything. And then the second one is the fact they have repacks. And I'll give a little shout out to Neo Cards and Comics. He always says the hobby is an ecosystem. If you fudge around a little bit with one piece of the ecosystem, it has a downstream impact on the entire ecosystem. And so I don't know how big of a repack product that Backyard Breaks has, but if they have a bunch of repacks or inventory for the repacks that they were going to sell in the future, and it's a bunch of singles and graded cards that they were going to put in the repacks that they can't sell anymore because, again, they've been cut off and nobody wants to buy their stuff anymore, because I'm going to assume that if Whatnot kicks them off, again, this is all hypothetical. If Whatnot kicks them off, Twitch kicks them off, everybody kicks them off, and nobody uses them anymore, they're going to have a bunch of singles that they bought for repacks left over in their inventory, and they're going to have to sell that off. And if they do sell it off, again, it's not just like 3 cards that they have, it'll be thousands, because you can see they have like 12, 50, like there's so many versions here. Fun logo, by the way. I'm gonna give credit for that. But they will have to turn that inventory into cash, but they have to do it in a way other than selling the repacks. And so again, what is the easiest way to sell all of these cards and singles? If nobody's willing to let them sell the repacks online because they've been banned from Whatnot, well, again, 2 obvious answers. One is they sell a big chunk of them in bulk to a dealer at a discount, or they sell them on the secondary market, on eBay, on Fanatics Collect or wherever, right? Like they sell them at auction or buy it now on the secondary market, which again, back to Neo's idea of an ecosystem, you are now flooding the market with singles. And more importantly, you're pulling out one of the buyers of cards for repacks from shows. And again, it's an ecosystem. So if you flood the market with a bunch of singles and you remove one of the buyers of singles, that balance in the ecosystem might be thrown off kilter just enough that things might start to go sideways in terms of the secondary market for singles. The only question is, do they have enough inventory on hand to influence the market? Or is it just a small piece and it's in a very specific, niche of, like, maybe they just have a bunch of like silver prisms or something. Like, I don't know what they have in terms of inventory. I'm just playing hypothetical here, but it is possible, given their size and their reach and like how much inventory they probably have on hand, that they could drive prices down for both singles because of the stuff that they bought for repacks, and also because they're not buying for repacks, and also for wax if they have to sell off a bunch of the wax that they were going to open as breakers on their live streams. And so I don't think I've heard anybody make a video about the overall impact on the hobby from this backyard break scandal. Again, this is all conjecture at this point. This is all, assuming that they will basically cease to exist, that they basically have to fold. And this might be the impact on the market, right? You're just taking a big player out, and then all the stuff that they hold is flooded into the secondary market. I think it's less likely for wax, because I think other breakers will just buy their stuff at a slight discount, and the breakers are like, thank you very much, we'll take that, and we'll break it ourselves. But maybe the singles market might be impacted because they're a repacker as well. I'm not familiar with their repack product, how much they sell, how popular it was, but it definitely could impact the market, both because they're no longer buying and also because they will flood the market with selling the product. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this video and this idea of them impacting the overall ecosystem of the hobby. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm just kind of spitballing here and trying to give a unique perspective on the whole backyard break situation. Thank you as always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.